Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been so long, but I'm finally here, and in this tutorial we are going to paint this scene, but it will be the improvised version of this painting. And as you can see, I have already sketched down the scene. So now let's see what paints we are going to need today. We are going to use this Payne's Gray and Indigo. And I'm going to use the mixture of these two colors. So the sketching is done. Now I am removing the paper from the block, and then I will apply some water on both the sides and leave it for a while before we start painting. So now first I am applying water on the back side of the paper. In this painting we are going to use a lot of wet on wet technique, and during the winter season the air is very dry due to the heater continuously running in my house, so I do this additional step, and this will help paper fibers to expand and it will stay wet for a longer period of time. Then we will apply water on the front side. After doing this step, leave the paper for 4 to 5 minutes and let the paper soak some of the water, and then we will remove the water from the front side of the paper by applying clean cotton cloth. Now this is ready to paint. So first I will apply water only on the sky part. And I have mixed this indigo and Payne's Gray, and with the horizontal movement I am starting to apply paint, and we are painting the sky with variegated wash. So drag down paper paint up to this mountain. Add little bit more darker color on the top. So my sky is still damp. Now I'm starting to paint this far away mountain, wet on dry. And first I'm applying very lighter tone. This is again the mixture of the same indigo and Payne's Gray. And the reason is why I am painting this mountain while the sky is still wet is because I want this edges to be little fuzzy. Clean your brush, and I am lifting some of the paint from this area. Clean your brush every time you go in again. And now with a little bit darker tone, I am adding some details. I am just adjusting this edge because as you can see this paint spread a little bit more than intended. I want a little bit more detail over this part. Now I will paint the tree line over this part, and as we can come towards the foreground or towards the viewer, the tonal value of the paints will increase. So I am going to paint tree lines with darker tone, not the darkest tone but the darker tone than the mountain over here. So just watch how I am going to apply the paint. So I am moving my brush vertically with doing zigzag vertical strokes, and these tree lines are really far from the foreground or from the viewer, so this will be very random shapes, and you don't have to be very specific about the shapes of the tree. So keep painting the faraway tree lines with the same brush movement, and I am speeding up this portion of the process. Now I am adding some more details into this and using some darker shades. And I am doing this while this background layer is still wet. Now this background tree is still wet. I am splattering some water with my rigger brush. You can use any smaller size brush to control the splattering. Next we will paint these foreground trees on both the sides, but before doing that let's wait for this part to dry and we will continue after that. So now this background tree area is completely dry, and I started to paint this tiny tree foreground trees over here using the darkest tone. Keep adding foreground trees using the darkest tonal value, and this trees should be very definite in the shape. As for now you can't see the exact shapes of the trees in the video, but after completing this step we are going to add snow over the trees, then you can see the exact shapes of these foreground trees. So I have zoomed in my camera so you can see how I paint the foreground pine trees. First paint the vertical line, And then with horizontal brushstrokes paint the random pine tree branches. Same way we are painting trees on this side, and again I am using the darkest value of the mix. So again I have zoomed in my camera so you can see the process of painting the pine trees. For the smaller trees I am doing just vertical brush strokes and then adding some more detailed pine trees. Now that these foreground trees are dried, I am adding snow over these pine tree branches using white gouache, and I am using my synthetic detail brush to apply gouache. Painting snow over these pine tree branches, you do not need to apply white gouache on each and every branches you have painted. You can leave some of them as it is and make sure to apply this gouache as random as possible. Next we will add snow over these trees, same way we have added here. Now I am adding some details over the snowy foreground with the darkest tone of the paints we have used, and these are just showing off the ground below this snow. Next, apply clean water on the snowy foreground area, and it's okay if those details smudged out a little bit. We wanted it to be a little smudged out. While this snowy foreground is still wet, I am adding some more details to this foreground using wet on wet technique and my smaller size round brush. So this snow area is done. Next we are painting this river and the reflection. So first we will wet this entire river part. Now I am painting the river starting from the horizon line, and as you can see my brush is holding too much water, so let me remove the excess water, and now I am dragging the extra paint and painting this entire river area. Now this river area is still wet. I am adding the reflection of this background tree line and the mountains we have painted. Please make sure the river area is wet while you do this step. To add the reflection of the snowy foreground, I am using lifting technique while my paper is still wet. Make sure to clean your brush whenever you go back in to lift some more color. Using the darkest tonal value of the paint, let's do some more detailed work around this snowy foreground. I am adding some lines and dots around the edges of this snowy foreground to define this shape more precisely. Next, we are adding the reflection of the trees on both the sides. So our painting is almost done. If you have any question regarding this tutorial, you can always drop it in the comment section. And if you like this video, then please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.